Welcome back to Amazon Product Research Part 4. I love doing these. These are a lot of fun. And the purpose of this is to give you fresh new Amazon ideas that nobody has thought of so that you can sell them and make more profit in your Amazon business immediately. But almost more importantly, it's to give you my specific perspective and the way that we think about product selection so that you can do that for all of your products going forward. My name is Pat. I spend about $15 million a year just on Amazon ads across hundreds of accounts. We do that every year. And so we've just come to see what works and what doesn't. And I'm going to be recommending some product categories for you. And the theme of this episode of us here in part 4 is expensive hobbies. I have a list of the 45 most expensive hobbies in the world. And that's what we're going to be looking at as our sort of reference point, let's say. So the first thing I want to show you is model railroading supplies. This you could see someone getting really deep and embedded into this hobby. You could see someone obsessing over it. It reminds me of Walt Disney when he left the film studio, and in what some people would call a crazy stint. Of course, this later led to Disney World and Disneyland, but he started playing with model trains, and I think there are a small but very dedicated subset of people that love model trains and building just model railroads. Um, to the point where you could see their significant other cracking down on them and saying, oh, Lewis, you're spending you know $500 every month on your model railroading habit. It has to stop, right? So whenever you have a niche like that, any niche that could cause some conflict with your significant other, there's probably a good amount of spend there. So that's where we want to be, right? um, so let's take a look around. I'm really, there's tools, there's implements, but they're not quite hitting the price point, and it's a little generic. Right, something like this, right? See, this is great. Although it's for Gundams, like these model robots, but something like this. I like this for a few reasons. I'll tell you why. One is that they're using a bundling technique, which is classic, right? Classic bundling, which is basically you're putting a bunch of useful products that would go together on behalf of the customer. Mm, Putting them all in some common packaging, making it convenient. And then they just, people love not having to think, right? And you've reduced a lot of the labor here by collecting everything, bundling it together, and for the privilege of you having sort of pre-shopped for them all of the items, they're going to pay you $40 instead of 11.99, right? And I especially like starter kits because they take the intimidation out of getting into a new hobby. And aside from this, which is actually aimed at Gundams and model assembly, I don't really see a specific, um, railroad modeling product kit outside of this book. Like you could even pair, you could have a bonus PDF book alongside a kit like this for model railroads, for example. It doesn't even look like that exists. And this is Amazon.com, the world's biggest Amazon store. Second is Germany. Fun fact. Um, but yeah, you could have, you've got fake little rocks, small LED lights, and I love niches where people take iPhone photos like this as their main photo. I love it because that means that these guys they're not optimized to the extent that you will be because you understand how Amazon SEO works. But these guys are just selling some stuff, right? So it's really one of the only games in town. If they can have two photos, and so like this listing is not very strong. It's lacking the 7 images. It's a small photo. It's a short title. One bullet that says model railway, right? Horrific stuff, but yet 68 reviews. It's selling. I don't like the price point again, but clean track and contact. Yeah, so the cleaner for model railroading stuff, absolutely killing. Special implements. You need these special applicators to get it on such small railroad tracks. Hey, this is fantastic. You could say we're right on track. Okay. And you know it's Amazon Basics has got into it, so there's some money there. LEDs. My goodness, dude. There could be an entire line of model railroad track products. And you know what the kicker is to this niche? Do you know what the kicker is to model railroading? Is that the price points are decent. Like you're paying 15.99, you know, you're paying for the turf, you're paying $40 for the setup set, you're paying another $16 for some, you know, some vegetation here for the railroad grounds. But all this stuff is by design extremely small and light and easy to ship, which means your FBA fees are going to be extremely low. So I'm expanding out this open invitation for product ideas from model railroads to really model anything. There's people making model like the Gundams that we just saw. There are these Japanese robot models that people make. But yeah, my gosh, dude, this is fantastic, right? Because this is someone making a model landscape um, with flowers, and this is some plastic. This is some some basic materials here sold for $15. Unbelievable. Yeah, plastic. Resin and sponge. Yeah, a little sponge, little plastic, whipped all together. This can't cost more than like, a couple bucks to make. There's no way. Um, yeah, dioramas, miniatures, right? Railroads. I think people do military, not reenactments, but military models as well. Yeah, my goodness, dude. Um, Yeah, there's a bunch of stones, a bunch of so you get it, right? And this is going to be one of those plays where um you don't launch one product and expect it to hit it out of the park. You're going to do a bunch of stuff. That's all complementary. So you're going to do some trees, you're going to do bushes, you're going to do flowers, you're going to do, I don't care if you have to sell model azaleas and petunias, you're going to build up this product catalog that's huge. You're going to have dozens and then hundreds and then eventually thousands of ASINs that you manage. You'll have to manage the logistical complexity of that, but you will own every single little corner of this market, and you'll just pay attention to the signals that you're getting back from the buying market. So, like, if this particular type of flower is doing well, do more in that space. Red flowers doing better, boom. We also have our other bulletproofing that we look for in other niches where this is entirely, this sells to a very specific demographic. We can get the price points up if we bundle, as we saw. I don't like the $16. We need to be selling stuff for 25, $30. So you need more flowers in this. You need double the flowers. Um, but aside from that, and it's totally non-seasonal. So people are making these models indoors, not outdoors. You'd probably have a higher than normal Q4, but again, this is not really a gifting item, right? This is a niche of people that are building stuff for themselves. Um, so yeah, there you go. Let me look up now. Gundam, I believe, is actually a brand name, so we'd have to be careful. Yeah, okay, so there's a few of these here. Oh, also, all of these manufacturers, and you can sort of tell from the all caps brand names here that aren't English words, are generally from overseas and mostly from China. And so you can have, I guess, a bit of a branding, um, a bit of a marketing edge there as well. Um, so much stuff to enjoy about this niche. I absolutely love it. Let's take a look around for something else. All the electronics to rig it up. I could go for days on this, but this is I fell in love with this and had to share it with you. Let's check out something else. So we are here, okay, and I'm immediately eliminating any niches that are going to be overly seasonal. Um, so you know uh, ballroom dancing, I just don't know what products would really be. And I don't like scuba for that same reason. Ballroom dancing, what? Like, what are we gonna see? Yeah, informational. The shoes. Dancing. Once you have the shoes, what else do you need? You're just dancing around in a room. Let's go women's ballroom dancing. We have a helium 10 extension that will recommend some stuff, but also you can use Amazon autocomplete for the same reason. Um, I'm not a fan, honestly, and plus, whenever you can not sell stuff that has a bunch of size, color, uh, complications, um, that'll be good. I bet you a ton of these are, you know, people are almost never happy with clothing. The return rates on clothing are crazy. And again, this is one of those businesses that you'd have to build up a portfolio of hundreds and then thousands of SKUs. But not all bad. Again, not all bad. But you'll notice that almost none of these have 5-star averages. So except for this, and no comment on that. All right, I don't love it. Um, just because you can't dig into I'm looking for niches where product is the hobby, where like it's almost like a collector type of thing, right? If you just need shoes to go ballroom dancing, I can't really sell you a whole lot of stuff once you have your shoes. But with the model trains, for example, it's like an obsession, and you always want to populate your environment with more people, more trains, more trees, more flowers, and so it's that a bottomless spending potential that I'm looking for as well. Exotic pets. I like it, um, but we're gonna have to get a bit more specific. Exotic pet. I mean, nobody's gonna search. Nobody's gonna search. Actually, just can you buy? You can't buy animals on Amazon. There's no way. Prairie dog. Okay. Uh, uh, it's for rats and for Degus. I don't want to. I don't want to know. I do not want to know what is going on there. Um, I d- yeah, because no one's going to search exotic pet. They're going to search the type of pet that they have. Bonding mitt for sugar gliders. Okay, let's look. Let's go sugar glider. These probably. This seems like the kind of animal that's only legal to have in Florida or something. Um, uh, um. Okay, some nectar pods. That's kind of interesting, and I like that it's recurring revenue. Let's check it out. Decent price point, small business. Get the small business designation, by the way, if you can. Doesn't hurt. Mm, yeah, I know there's this sort of class of acrobatic at home pets. Like a hamster's not going to need these swinging vines as much, right? Now, how many people in America shopping on Amazon.com need sugar glider supplies? We're not selling a bamboo cutting board here. We're not selling a yoga mat that potentially everyone could use. We're niching down, right? And we're gonna conquer things one niche at a time. Um, so these are what pet friendly nectar pods is kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean they've got calcium, which pretty much seals the deal for me at least. Horrifying anatomy on this thing. Simply, simply just disturbing. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, yeah, I like it. It's not bad. It's not bad actually. Let me see how big the nectar pods market actually is. I was gonna say something else. There's not that many nectar pods, guys. There's not that many. I don't know if that's the main keyword. Jelly pods, jelly pots. People are feeding them to lizards as well. Why does this just look like a dessert and not something you should feed to an animal? This one's got bugs in it. I'm curious. Curiosity getting the best of me on this one, guys. But there aren't many options, and this one is doing actually ridiculously well. Let's get a preliminary revenue scan on this thing. Let's get a revenue scan. 16 grand, is it? All right. Well, I mean, you can pay a mortgage on that, and yeah. So jelly pods right to the bank. Um, it's a ridiculously low price. Ideal food for pet beetles. Oh, it's okay. So it's still in the okay. It's the nectar. Um, yeah. I mean, yeah. These guys pretty much own it. It's a small space. Could you take a couple thousand off of these guys' market share? Probably, especially if you found, especially if you niche down to an animal, or my favorite exercise, looking at the 3-star reviews, giving it to Chat GPT and asking what is the common, I guess, like complaints, um, with the product. I thought there was 16, missing one pod. They stink. My animals don't like it. Lemon furniture dust polish. Yeah, you may want to actually, because although these nectar pods, these flavors would be appealing to humans, um, they're not necessarily stuff that animals like. It's entirely possible that these taste artificial, or I think that's what the other seller was going for in having them be well, yeah. Hmm. So anyway, something to look at. I'm not as crazy about it as with the model trains, but yeah, this is an exotic pet. The exotic pet space, let's say, is something to look into. And okay, this is what I was going to say earlier. Um, I was talking to a seller the other day, and he was asking, what is what's the one common thing that you've seen across a lot of successful sellers? And I thought back to the 6-figure and 7-figure and 8-figure results that I've seen. And sometimes, and it's definitely relevant here when we're talking about model trains and exotic pets, it's stuff that you couldn't find in a Walmart or in physical retail really anywhere in most places in America. Like, it should be something that you can't get in your car and drive 15 minutes to go buy. Because then, if it's not available at Walmart, it's not at Best Buy, it's not at Walgreens, where do people go? They go online. They go on Amazon. They tap into Amazon's fulfillment network. They order it on Amazon Prime, and it's there in a day, 2 days, right? So the mental process is, do I really want to go try and find some eucalyptus sticks for my armadillo, or I'll just order it on whatever. I don't know if Walmart has it. I don't want to check. I'm just going to order it online. Let me search it on Amazon. I'll see if they have it, right? Um, so that's the thought process there. I think that's the consumer behavior that will really drive these sorts of results. But yeah, for more inspiration, just this is on dollarbreak.com. Go ahead and check that out. And I also wrote you a full book, over 40 pages of Amazon growth strategy, with stuff like this, but also stuff around listing optimization, stuff around ads, stuff around operations. You can literally, and all this stuff I will just link in the comments of this video, just below. So go check out the link, and you can get it there. Have a great weekend. I'll see you in the next one. We do this every week now because it's fun hanging out. That's my cue. I'll see you.